Okay, what's up, y'all? So, the Rams have played their second preseason game, week two. It was against the Houston Texans. It was in LA. It was in SoFi Stadium, and we lost. It was a final score of 24-20, and it was a relatively enjoyable game. It was a there was, as far as like excitement and the uh the entertainment value of the game. I thought it was pretty entertaining. The end, we had a chance at the end. Unfortunately, it just didn't happen. But it's preseason, so it's not like it's not a big deal. Really, the most important things you want to do in these preseason games is, one, you want to evaluate who's going to make the roster, who's going to make the final 53, who separates themselves, and kind of evaluate the quality of your depth pieces and your backup. So that is the purpose of preseason. And well, we learned a few things. Some good, some not so good. But it's we'll go ahead and talk about a little bit of them here right now. Let's see. The big story of this game, for most people and for me personally, was the Wolf Man. We finally got to see John Wolford play in an actual game. Period. We haven't seen him play since he was in 2020. Remember when he got injured by Jamal Adams on that like dirty hit when he was running up the middle in the wild card round? All right, the guy gets knocked out, and then he hasn't played since. Because then next year's 2021. We didn't play him at all in the preseason last year, which I wasn't too thrilled about. I think that was not a correct decision to make. Instead, we played Perkins and Duck Hodges. Someone in the comments told me about Hodges, and I remember now. I actually completely forgot about Hodges. Hope he's doing well, but hey, it is what it is. But the fact is, it's in obviously 2021. This man right here, you see this man right here? It's clear he's QB1, all right? So there was no shot of Wilford getting any type of game action unless something bad, unless Matthew Stafford has to be sidelined for any kind of crazy reason. But so with that being said, he just hasn't played. And so he's had like no game experience. And going into this game, it's wise to have him. If he's the primary backup, he has to get some reps just in case the worst happens. Knock on wood. But John Wolford, I thought he played well. Considering a few factors. One, considering that this was his first game action since the year 2020. Okay, considering that this was the Houston Texans starters. They played a bunch of their starters. I do not know exactly how many of the starters there were, but I do know they played their starters for a while, dude. So he was going up there with a starting defense. And considering, dude, the backup O-lineman for us played very poorly in that first half. It was I understand the D linemen probably the Houston Texans probably had their starters playing, but you got to put up more of a fight than what I saw. Even if you're a backup O lineman, because you're just the injury away from coming into the game and protecting Matthew Stafford. And I understand not all of the linemen, the backup O linemen, will be playing in the season. There's guys that are versatile and can kind of play different positions, which can help us out. Our lineman, knock on wood, has been relatively healthy for the most part. Um, and it's I don't it should I don't see an issue where our starters should go down. I really think we'll be okay there. But the backup dude, oh my god, man. I Wolford didn't have time to breathe like at all. Like immediately when the ball was snapped, like he had pressure in his face. They were coming up the middle like like a mother, dude. Like they just kept blowing past our center and our new guy Logan Bruss too. Hold on, I have this article pulled up from Turf Show Times. Pretty much this is just this is Mr. Kenneth Arthur's kind of article about the game, but somewhere here it is. Okay. So this is who was playing on the O-line. Left tackle AJ Jackson, who I liked. Left guard Tremaine Ankrum Jr. Jeremiah Cologne, who got blown up once again. Dude, I don't know. Jeremiah keeps getting blown up. Right guard Logan Bruss, who I will admit he was getting abused too. And right tackle Bobby Evans, who I just do not think he'll make the roster, to be honest with you. And not to mention, dude, our running backs, there was a play in the beginning, like Raymond Calais, there was a blitzer like on our first drive, one of our first drives, where the blitzer comes up the middle, and I think it's like the first sack. It was like the first sack they got on Wilford, and like the running back didn't want to hit him. If you look at the replay, I wish I could pull it up. I'll try to find it later, but the freaking linebacker's coming up the middle, and Raymond Calais kind of just stands there, and he lets kind of the linebacker run right past him, like he doesn't touch him at all, and then he gets the sack Wolford. I'm like, dude, you can't do that to your quarterback, man. You got to pick that guy up. But it's so I felt our blocking was poor in the first half. And it's frustrating because then it's hard to evaluate. You know what I mean? Like this was a game where I think a lot of people, myself included, wanted to kind of evaluate the backup quarterback position. That seemed to be one of the bigger stories in Rams land for this particular preseason game, was to see how both Wolford and Perkins would do in their time on the field. And it's just hard to really evaluate. It's hard to evaluate and kind of get an opinion when your O-line keeps getting obliterated and blown back five yards deep every snap. And dudes don't even want to block. Like dudes don't even want to pick up their blitzers. So what's Wolford supposed to do with that? I mean, I don't know, but I will say this: Wolford looked good despite all of that. Did y'all see the release? Wolford has such a quick release, dude. I'm telling you. I understand there's a lot of love for Perkins right now, and I like Perkins a lot. I really do. And I think Perkins has gotten better, and I believe Perkins will continue to get better. I think he has the right mindset, not knowing him, but just from the outsider's view. But Wolford, dude, it's his job. It's his job. Like the backup quarterback, QB2 is John Wolford's job. I can see with our starting O-lineman, Wilford can do some damage. Did y'all see how crisp and how quick those footballs came out of his hands? He looked really good passing. He made some good completions. I thought he was mobile. However, he did kind of have his pocket awareness, I thought, was kind of poor. I'll admit that. But what do you expect for someone who hasn't played since 2020? It's almost not fair because Perkins had all of last preseason to play. He started the entire game last week, and Wilford has just been sitting on the bench that entire time, But he comes out there, Pocket awareness was a little poor. The O-line didn't help at all. But I thought his throws looked good. I thought he was smart with the football. He was able to escape and pick up some yards with his feet. He not much, but he was able to escape and pick up some more yards with his legs. I think Perkins is the much more athletic quarterback. Yes, I think Perkins makes more happen with his legs. But you got to understand, Wolford was playing like the starters on the defense for the Texans. So, it's I thought Wolford what was his stats? Let me try to find his stats for y'all here in this article here because I forgot. Here it is. So Wolford finished with 14 of 22 for 142 yards in the first half. John Wolford played the first half, as y'all know. He got sacked 5 times, dude. That is unacceptable, bro. 5 times in the first half while being under pressure for many of his pass attempts. Yeah, a lot of those passes, mind you, he made under the duress. While he was being chased down by linemen, Wolford was able to make completions. And he made a lot to Bryson Hopkins. That was his favorite target. He had 6 catches. McCutcheon started out again. He finished the game with 5 catches for 98 yards. So, it's my thoughts on the backup quarterback situation as of right now. John Wolford's the backup. I think he is the far better option. Personally, that's just my opinion. You may disagree, but I believe Wolford is the better option as of right now. It is. I was pretty frustrated with how the O-line played because it's hard to evaluate. It's hard to see who is better. Is Wolford better or is Perkins better? It's hard to determine that when your O-line keeps getting blown back like with no effort at all. No effort at all. They're getting blown back in the backfield. Dudes are running around them, no problems, immediately. They're in the backfield immediately, the Texans defenders. But Wolford, I think, is what I saw from Wolf. Dude, his arm looked fucking good, dude. So I think Wolford's I think he's still good. I want to see him play a good chunk of game against in our third preseason game. I want to say it's the Bengals. I think it is the Bengals. And I want to see Wilford play a lot more because I still am kind of hazy on who might be better, Perkins or Wolford. But ultimately, I'm going with Wolford. So that's what I think on the quarterback situation as of right now. Yeah, overall, Wolford I thought played pretty good. O-line, terrible, really terrible. Pass blocking was not great. The running game didn't run the ball a whole lot, which is fine in a preseason game. This is a good opportunity to give the backup quarterbacks reps. So in a preseason game, I'm okay with not running the ball a whole lot because we got to see the reps, you know what I mean? So we got to see them throw the ball as much as possible. So we came away with 6 points in the first half. That's still not good, no matter how you slice it. Got to do better with that. And got 2 field goals with Wilford there in the first half. I'll just continue on with the offense here really quick before I get to the defense because I liked what I saw from the defense. Perkins in the second half. I thought Perkins played well. I do like, I think his throwing's getting better. They played against the backup, the third, fourth stringers for the Texans, but that's something you got to keep in mind understand that Wilford was going up against like the starters, while Perkins was kind of going up against like the third stringers. So just keep that in mind. Not taking anything away from Perkins. It's just when you're making decisions like this for a backup quarterback role, these are things you got to keep in mind. You know what I mean? So Perkins, I thought played well. He had a really nice drive. It was like 75 yards for a touchdown. I think it was 75. Was it? Let me see. Yeah, here it is. 13 plays for 75 yards. Touchdown by Trey Ragas, who scored up again. And that got us actually the lead 20-17 in the second half, because essentially we were down 7-6 at halftime. Texans scored twice, making it 14-6. Then we a fumble recovery by tight end Roger Carter Jr. on a Riley Dixon punt. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I'll get to that in a second. But overall, I mean, Perkins, I like what I saw, but the thing is, like his whole scrambling thing, I think he's really good at avoiding pressure, making things happen with his legs, which I really like a lot. But you have to. My concern is the fact that I don't think, say Perkins had to play in the regular season against starters. The whole running thing, I don't think that's not going to work against a starting caliber defense. It's not, y'all. We've seen it so many times where these athletic quarterbacks, they run all over the field, and then defenses figure them out, and they get smashed, and they're not able to run anymore. And then they're not productive because that's all they can really do. And I think the biggest strength for Perkins right now is his ability to extend plays and escape. But I just don't see that that's going to work against starting caliber defenses. That's just my opinion. So that's one of the reasons why I want to stick with Wilford, because I feel like Perkins I think he just isn't there yet. I really don't. So, but I thought he played well. He kept us in it at the end, and unfortunately, it just didn't work out. It is what it is. It's a preseason game. But the defense, though, I thought the defense, for the most part, like our second stringers, looked pretty good. Jonah Williams played pretty well. He had a nice strip sack, and which I thought was good. Can I find it right here? Let me see. I don't know if that's here or not. This is Raheem's reaction. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, let's watch this. This was pretty sweet. Hold up. Let me see. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Way to go, Jonah. That was pretty cool. I like that. So I think Jonah Williams did pretty well. Um, you know, Daniel Hardy also had a sack too. Check this. Let's look at this. I thought Hardy was looking good too for what little little playing time that he had. He says you can't outrun a land shark. That's funny. Anyway, I thought the defense played really well. I thought Jacoby Durant had a pretty good game. Darion Kendrick played well as well. Um, the D line played pretty well. Like, I was overall kind of pleased with the defense for the most part. You know, and our secondary shaping up. I really like how they're developing as a whole. I even liked what I saw out of Russ Yeast, who Unfortunately, I think Yeast might be unfortunately on the chopping block just because of we just don't have enough room. But I could be wrong. Um, I know he had that penalty. You know, he had that. I think it was like a helmet to helmet contact, right? Um, on one of the receive. I don't remember his name. It didn't look intentional. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. And he got flagged. He got called on a flag. And then old boy was like chirping at the sidelines. I don't know if you saw that where the wide receiver, like whatever third stringer he was like yelling at the sidelines, and he was yelling at Sean because Sean was actually in the shot, and he had his helmet off, and he was like, "Whoa, da, 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 that was a dirty hit, ah!" And I'm like, dude, calm down, all right? It clearly wasn't intentional. Just relax, all right? Jesus fucking Christ, it's a preseason game. But yeah. So Yeast got a flag there, but I mean, I he looks good too. I don't know if there's room for him. But my point is, our secondary is shaping up very, very nicely, and I really like it. I like what I saw from Robert Rochelle. I thought Robert did some good things, did some bad things in the first preseason game. I thought he looks pretty good here. Like I said, Durant had a really nice pass breakup at the end. I forget when it was, but it was pretty good. Darion Kendrick played well. I think Darion Kendrick picked up a fumble, but I don't remember if the play stood or if it was him that picked it up. I can't remember, but he looks pretty good too. Overall, I liked what I saw from the defense. Um, our like third stringers though in the second half, I did not like how they were just running the football on us. I don't like that. I do not like watching opposing offenses run the football down our throats. It is I hate that worse than like a deep long pass or getting diced up by the pass game, because what it's basically saying is we're going to move you out of the way and you can't do nothing because y'all are a bunch of beta males and we're going to push you out of the way. I cannot stand it, dude. I cannot stand getting ran on and being dudes lining up in the I formation and running the football down our damn throats. I cannot stand that at all. But so they just need to work on that a little bit. But overall, I thought it was pretty all right. Special teams looked good. Dixon, he's our punter and he looks serviceable. Pardon me. So I'm happy with that. There was that touchdown play. Can I find it here? Well, anyway, yeah. So overall, I thought there was some good, some bad. This is just my initial reaction to the game. I'll kind of look at it a little more throughout the week, but like I said, there was some good things, some bad things we need to work on. It was good to see Wilford in a game. I liked what I saw from Jonah Williams. I liked McCutcheon's played well again, so that was good to see. Our secondary, I thought, is playing very well. Very happy with them. O-line, our backup O-lineman, y'all need to get it together for sure. Raymond Calais, if I'm pretty sure that's who it was at the start of the game. If it isn't, I will apologize, but I am almost certain it was Raymond Calais that was starting at running back for us in the beginning of the game. And yo, pick up your man when he's blitzing, all right? Pick up your man. Don't let your quarterback get smashed like that. And what else? Special teams look good. So yeah, some good, some bad. But I'm just gonna cut it off here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. It was good to get some game footage, but some things we can work on for sure. But other than that, I'll catch you guys on the next one. And as always, go Rams.